War, we can consider as one event between the two dispute opponents that conflicting in armed force. If nobody that keep the war, the conflict not to spread, it have a chance to grow more bigger and bring a total destruction as long as the two opponents or more having an interest to achieve a total victory.
When there is conflict, either no rules are recognized or any relevant rules are properly enforced.
So, in the world when there is no world government, who shall take care of the war and conflict in the particular countries and when the system is failed? You will get the answer in our video. Check it out.
The approved budget for UN peacekeeping operation for the fiscal year 1 July 2016 until 30 June 2017 is a $7.87 billion. By way of comparison, the UN peacekeeping budget is less than half of the 1% of world military expenditure, which is around estimation at $1,747 billion in 2013.
Let's imagine a village recovering from a prolonged conflict between opposing groups. Former combatants roam the streets. The area is riddled with landmines. Civil administration is destroyed, and everywhere insecurity reigns. Before communities can return to normal life, security and rule of law must be re-established in this village. The first step is for the United Nations Mine Action Service to clear leftover landmines and unexploded bombs from roads, buildings, and fields, so that United Nations peacekeepers may move safely into the area. Soon after, military, police, and civilian peacekeepers arrive on the scene and begin to disarm, demobilize, and reintegrate former combatants into society. A new and accountable national police service must be developed, trained and assisted by the United Nations. The Security Sector Reform Unit will work with national authorities to reform the security services into a cohesive and trusted force. Finally, the experts working in the Criminal Law and Judicial Advisory Service will help to reconstruct rule of law institutions, including courts, police, and prisons that meet international standards. Trained police officers can now apprehend suspected criminals and deliver them safely to the authorities for a fair trial. This is how the Department of Peacekeeping Operations and its components within the Office of Rule of Law and Security Institutions can help restore long-term peace to a war-torn village.
In the vast desert of northern Mali, soldiers from a distant land endeavour to maintain a fragile peace. In a country racked with conflict and instability, it's a daunting task. These men and women are part of a United Nations peacekeeping force called MINUSMA, the UN Multidimensional Integrated Stabilization Mission in Mali. Established by the UN Security Council in 2013, after separatist rebels attempted to take control of northern Mali, MINUSMA supports political processes and helps stabilize the country.
Because what we are focusing the most on is the protection of the civilians. We are maneuvering, trying to ease the tension. We are engaging a lot with the key leaders and so on in order to ease down the tension.
Why is gender important in peacekeeping? Women and men experience conflict very differently, so they come with a very different understanding of what peace and security means. And because of that difference in how they experience conflict, women's voices, women's experience need to be integrated into the peace process. They need to be integrated into rebuilding community so that you have really inclusive peace and security. It's not just about fairness or justice for women, it's simply a peace and security imperative. If women aren't included in the restoration of their community, in the continuation of peace and security, then you don't have peace and security. It's very simple.